Hey, good morning. It is Wednesday here at the Big Show, also known as This Day, right?
The Big Show, yes, and it's January 23rd, and it is National Pie Day.
Yeah.
And we have a delicious cherry pie, and I'll tell you about National Pie Day later after you tell us who's coming on today.
I just love pies.
I know you do, and he said cherry or whatever.
Yes, all right, today on our show, Tim Moy is going to be here, and he's going to be talking about pedestrian safety here in the village. Also from the Thrive Project, we have Lucy Parker and Mark Rabinowitz, and they are going to talk about a really cool project that they're doing right now, Centurions, where they combine photos of somebody who's over 100 back when they were younger. It's a really neat project. And the Reform Temple of Laguna Woods, they're going to be coming by. Carol Bowler, talk about some of their events coming up. And then we'll probably sneak in another segment as well. But right now, let's sneak in the pie.
Yes, yes. Well, before we go into the pie, I want to tell you that we have one meeting today, and it's the Thrive Project Task Force, and that will be in the Sycamore Room from 9 to 12. All right, so National Pie Day is an annual celebration of course, pies, which started in the mid-1970s by a guy, Boulder, Colorado nuclear engineer, a brewer, and teacher, Charlie Papazian, after he declared his own birthday, January 23rd, to be National Pie Day. So since 1986, National Pie Day is now sponsored by the American Pie Council. And I just want to let you know that Polly's Pies right down the street here is offering pies today for $7.99. That's like half price. So go on down to Polly's Pies and get your delicious pies for $7.99. All right, so the weather is amazing. So
yeah,
Ken, tell us about the weather.
It's perfect for Pie Day.
Yes,
it really is. It's almost like, you know, you can have a summer kind of pie today, which a cherry pie is really good. I like all kinds of pies. My favorite is pecan pie and key lime and cheesecake. Can you call it a pie? I don't know. Some people do, some people don't, but I love cherry pie as well. Hey, I love the weather coming up. Just beautiful, beautiful weather. We're going to warm up a bit each day. I have about 69 today going forward. You can see we're going to bump that up a bit each day. Probably by 5 degrees tomorrow. Then we're going to be in the mid-70s for the next few days. Maybe a little wispy clouds coming in the mornings on Friday and Saturday, and a bit more so on Sunday, but we're not talking much at all. You saw yesterday we had a little bit of the clouds coming in. Still breezy today, but milder than yesterday. Now, again, no rain in sight. The long-range forecasts that I've read about, they don't even consider any rain coming in till maybe 5, 6, 7 days into February. And even then, it's kind of maybe this far out. It's pretty hard to determine. So we got a dry spell after all the rain that we got. By the way, usually February is our rainiest month. So let's hope all the rains come back as we get into that month. And March would be nice too to get a little rain. So let's look around the area today, and just beautiful everywhere you go. Some milder offshore breezes, like I said today, nothing like we had yesterday. Everything in the mid to upper 60s, touching 70 here and there. Big Bear up to 49 today, and Palm Springs holding steady at about 70. And if you go down to San Diego, 68. And yes, what a beautiful day to enjoy an evening down at the coastal communities. Yes, it'll get a little chilly, but it'll be nice and clear. This time of year, you don't have to worry about crowds down there. Maybe go down to Laguna, or one of my favorite places down in San Clemente on the pier there. I love that fisherman restaurant down there. It's really good, and what a beautiful night for that. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Diane's Hallmark, we're ready for Valentine's Day. Are you? Come in and see our great selection of cards and gifts. We have everything you need to show that special someone how much you care. And don't forget those grandkids either. Diane's Hallmark has many gifts and cards for them as well. Diane's Hallmark is located in the town center, right next to Hobby Lobby. Come in today and take care of all of your Valentine's Day needs.
Your attention. Please, take down this number. Did you know that adults with untreated hearing loss experience a 30 to 40% faster decline in cognitive abilities and are more likely to develop dementia? Those with a mild hearing loss are 3 times more likely to have a history of falling. An annual hearing screening is urgent for memory care to help prevent cognitive decline and thus delay the onset of dementia. Free hearing checkups are now being offered free of charge. If you have not had an annual hearing exam, please take advantage of this free opportunity. If hearing loss is detected, hearing aids will be available to try for 10 days. Evaluations only take 30 minutes, but you must call for an appointment. Hearing screening is urgent for memory care. Please take preventive action. Call now.
If your loved one is struggling, trying to maintain independence in their home, Acticare can help. Our caregivers provide home care services to relieve the strain placed on family and make staying at home possible. Don't let another day go by without getting the care they deserve.
We can provide your loved one the care they need and motivation, and give you peace of mind. Please call to set up a free care consultation.
Acticare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. Today we're talking to Dr. Chuck Lee of 7day Dental. Today's topic is dental implants. Doctor, what do we need to know about dental implants?
Well, when you lose a tooth, you lose bone. With a dental implant, it maintains your bone, and it's an easy procedure. We are open 7 days a week, 365 days a year for all your dental needs.
Thank you, doctor. So come on in and get your 7day dental smile.
Welcome back. As you know, security is a very important subject here in Laguna Woods, and I have Tim Moy here with our security update, and today we're going to talk about pedestrian safety. Well, welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I'm really good. Good to see you. So pedestrian safety, we have a lot of walkers. So what is prompting this?
Right. We do have a lot of walkers in the community, and for the most part, our community is pedestrian safe, meaning there's a lot of sidewalks and safe places to walk on. But you know, recently we did have a pretty serious traffic accident involving a pedestrian, and so we just wanted to provide some tips to the community just to be safe and be aware of your surroundings, and just ensure that you know, when you do go out, you take the necessary precautions to be seen, and also for our drivers to be aware that we do have a lot of walkers, we do have a lot of active seniors out in the community, and just to be aware of them while they're out.
Okay, so now you write a newsletter every month, or is it every week?
It comes out quarterly. Thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
Quarterly. Okay. Well, we'd like you to do it more often. So,
yes.
So the new one that you're doing is on pedestrian safety tips.
It is. It is, and that should be coming out this week. And part of that, you know, I bring up the fact that you know, we are a senior community, and that's not to insult anyone, but I want to just make note that, you know, we're not as young as we once were. It takes a little bit longer for us to take evasive action if we are in an intersection. You know, I've had eye surgery, so you know, so I'm not trying to speak at anyone and speak down to anyone. But the bottom line is, our hearing may not be as good. It's a little bit more difficult to see during the nighttime. Peripheral vision is limited. So with all those factors, we just need to be a little bit smarter. And the good thing about it is we also have folks who have been around the block a few times, no pun intended. We just need to apply a little wisdom as well.
Okay. All right. So what are some of the first things that you would recommend for you know, pedestrian safety? What are some of the things we should be looking out for?
Pretty basic. Hey, stay on the sidewalks. Right, they're out there for you. Use them. Use those crosswalks as well. And you know, I know that for some, maybe there's not a crosswalk for some distance, and they do cross the street. Just don't do it on a curve. Make sure you're looking both ways. Know how long it takes you to cross a roadway. You know, and if you come up to an intersection and the light's already been green, wait for a fresh green before you go over there. I tell you, when I drive in, I come down El Toro, and you know, at an intersection, I think that is at Sevilla, at gates 1 and 5, I'll see pedestrians walking. That's a long crosswalk. But many times they're just kind of looking down. They're just not really paying attention. I go out for walks every evening with my dog, and when I come to that intersection, I want to make eye contact with the other drivers that are out there. I want them to see me, and I want to make sure that they're slowing down. And one of the little things that I think a driver can be courteous about is, if they see you, many of them will stop about 5 to 6 feet before the limit line, and they're just telling that pedestrian, "Hey, I see you." And so I usually give them a little nod and say, thank you for keeping me safe out on the roadways as
The
well.
other thing I think that's tempting is people who like their phones are looking at their phones while they're walking, so they have no idea that there's cars around.
Right. It is so easy to get distracted. It's a tragedy what's going on out on our roadways with our drivers, and so many people are looking at their phone while driving, and we've seen some of the accidents that have occurred. But the same thing for our pedestrians. When you're just walking, you're not paying attention to what's around you, and you're either busy talking, or you're looking, or you're reading, what have you. It's a great piece of technology, but also it can cause problems for both drivers and pedestrians in our community.
Right. Now, you did mention that there are sidewalks and there's identified walkways, and then coming to a four-way stop, or any stop really, to make sure you look, and there's some other things, like what types of clothing, things like that?
Yeah, so dress to be seen, we call it. Wear brighter clothing. I know it's easy to just grab a jacket. Try to find a light colored jacket, or if you're going out at night, make sure you bring a flashlight with you, and so that, again, it just makes it one more step that you can take to be seen by others.
Right.
If you have some reflective type of material, that's all the more that you can do to keep yourself safe out there as well.
Okay. All right, perfect. So lighting conditions, do we have pretty good lighting conditions?
For the most part we do.
Okay.
But every once in a while there's a light that's out. We've got to be aware of that as well. So during darkness, of course, we just talked about it, wearing the light clothing, and again, bringing a flashlight with you. But I tell you what, during the daytime, during the early morning, hey, the Southern California sunshine, we love it. That's why we live here.
Right.
But it is bright in the morning, and that glare on occasion. And if you feel that warmth on your face, and you're walking through an intersection, and we've got a vehicle coming, and they could be driving right into the sun, we've all experienced that. It's difficult to see for those drivers. Right. I'll wear sunglasses, I'll lower the visor, but even then it's difficult to see.
Okay.
Our pedestrians need to know that. And so I talk about being a defensive person, being a defensive walker even. Hey, you may have the right of way, correct? Pedestrians do. But when that driver in a 3,500-pound vehicle is coming, they don't see you, boy, that's a no-win situation. So my recommendation is for pedestrians to always yield.
Okay.
They have the right, but take it safe.
And then another time of day is kind of dusk, right? I mean, can we be blinded then too?
Right, same thing. Yeah,
Okay.
you've got the shadows, the sun going down, cresting a hill, going downhill, whatever the situation might be.
Right.
So, if that pedestrian is out there, that active walker, walking the dog, it's so easy to get distracted, but be aware of what's going on around you, and then the lighting conditions are something you should think about, especially when crossing the street.
Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, anything, I think we've covered everything on the pedestrian stuff. There's some other things that you want to talk about gate access projects.
Right, big project coming up February 4th. So we've been talking about this for a long time. We use the pilot project at gates 5 and 6. That's worked very well. Those gate arms have been very helpful. We don't see the gate runners. It forces people to slow down, to check in. The guests need to go through that guest lane, check in with our ambassadors. So we are very confident that it is going to increase security. We've got cameras. That's not to be Big Brother, of course, but it's to watch what's going on. So February 4th, we're starting gates 2 and 8. And so if you live within that area, and 2 is within United, 8 is within Third Mutual.
Okay.
So for gate 2, because gate two is normally open 24/7.
Okay.
It's going to be completely shut down.
Oh.
So if you use that, you're not going to be able to gain access. You have gate 1 and gate 3. Now gate 3 is normally open till midnight, but we're going to keep that open 24/7 as well.
Okay.
So you'll have a few options. And then gate 4 is an exit only, but we'll be keeping that open later as well for the residents that live on the south side.
Okay.
So a little bit of an inconvenience for our United members on the south side of the community, but we have opened up some additional entrances and to keep them 24/7.
Okay.
Moving over to Third Mutual with gate 8, gate 10 is 24/7, it's a little bit further down, and then gate 7 is open 24/7 as well.
Okay.
We've got maps available for our residents, so if you're only used to going through gate 2 or 8 and you feel like you're going to get turned around, pick up a map, and that way it'll help you to get back home.
Okay.
One more point, we're also going to have sidewalks, pedestrian access. We were just talking about pedestrian safety, so pedestrian access will still be available for gates 2 and 8.
Okay.
And that way peds can still go through, check in with the ambassador, and continue into the community.
Okay, and so so this is going to start February 4th.
February 4th.
Okay, and is that all happening at the same time at the gates you're talking about?
Yeah, Lisa, that's a great question. They are. So we're going to do 2 gates at a time.
Okay.
One in Third and one in United, and that should take roughly around 4 to 6 weeks at each gate, depending on what they find, depending on the rain, what have you. So if we finish it up earlier, certainly we're going to open them up earlier, but we will be notifying the community, and then we'll be moving to the next 2 gates after that. But there'll be plenty of advance warning. We'll be sending out emails and blasts to the community.
Okay, good, because that was going to be my next question, is how, because they're not going to remember everything we just said here today.
Right.
So they will be receiving information probably in the breeze too, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll continue to talk about it. We'll continue to send out information.
Okay.
You know, it is a little bit of a hassle when you're used to going through one entrance, and now we're going to ask you for about 4 to 6 weeks to go through another one.
Okay.
We've notified our first responders, so the Orange County Fire Authority, the Orange County Sheriff's Department, the city is aware of it. So everybody's on board and is supporting our efforts, and we always want to make sure that they're able to get in quickly and efficiently as well.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you. Good information. I like the fact that you know, you're watching out for the pedestrians and making sure that they're all protected.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
we got to do our part.
All right, thank you very much.
Very good. Good seeing you.
And remember, you should be a defensive pedestrian when walking on the streets of Laguna Woods. We'll be right back after this.
Choice for wood flooring and more is LA Carpet.
Now during their 2-day sale, visit their showroom now and get 65% off wood flooring, laminate, and waterproof flooring.
Plus, get 5-year, 0% financing.
Carpet, #1 for you.
Hi, I'm Tim Moy. I'm your Chief of Security for Laguna Woods Village. I'm with Ray Gross, who serves on the GRF board and is also the chairman of the traffic hearing, which convenes monthly. Hey, today we're talking about golf cart safety. We've got about 1,300 golf carts in the village, and you can see the one that's behind us now. But there's actually a difference between golf carts and golf cars, and there are two, and the Department of Motor Vehicles describes both very specifically. We'd like to cover a few safety tips when operating a golf cart, and this applies to both golf cart drivers and other residents because you're going to be sharing the road within the village.
Since it's unique in this village, you have to understand when and where you can drive a golf cart. And remember, the speed limit is 15 miles an hour, and that's inside the village, not on the main street. Weight of less than 1,300 pounds, no license is required. Any non-resident operating a golf cart must be at least 16 years old and accompanied by a resident. Cannot be driven on roadway outside the village except crossing intersections.
For a golf car, the maximum speed is 25 miles an hour. Its weight must be less than 3,000 pounds. A driver's license is required.
and a golf cart is not allowed on the golf course. Now remember, both a golf cart and a golf car must be registered with Resident Services. Each golf cart must now display a golf cart decal, and that will go on the left front windshield. If you're using shared electricity, for United, you will have the yellow, and for Third, the green, and that will go on the right rear bumper. Since golf carts share the road with other larger vehicles, such as delivery trucks, larger platform vehicles, it's very important to become a defensive driver and be aware of a few basic safety tips to ensure your safety. Many guests and non-residents can get a little turned around in the village, I think you all know that, and may be looking at street signs, cul-de-sacs, and addresses, and are not necessarily looking at the roadway. So when I use the term defensive driver, I'm emphasizing the need to be alert of your surroundings and assume that those on the road don't necessarily see you. A defensive driver will show extra caution. They will pause before entering an intersection, make eye contact if possible, and take turns slow.
Since it's unique in this village, you have to understand when and where you can drive a golf cart. Just like driving in a vehicle, you must obey all posted signs, especially stop signs. Our traffic teams closely monitor the stop signs, and for good reason. We've got a load of vehicles, bicyclists, walkers, and of course golf carts are on the road. The maximum speed on private roadways is 25 miles per hour. Maximum speed in cul-de-sacs and driveways is 15 miles per hour.
Talking on a cell phone while operating a golf cart is prohibited. Do not drive on sidewalks. Do not cut through on grassy areas. Yield to pedestrians. Outside the village, stay on designated sidewalks authorizing golf cart use. Do not drive golf carts on roadways unless crossing in an intersection controlled by traffic signals and crosswalks.
Do not drive in a bike lane or a vehicle lane outside the community.
If your golf cart is equipped with seat belts, please use them. Seatbelts save lives.
Never drive intoxicated or under the influence of medication. Very dangerous. The rules of driving under the influence are the same in golf carts as motor vehicles.
Slow down and use extreme caution during turns, blind corners, parking lots, and intersections, or even exiting a cul-de-sac. Assume the other driver cannot see you. When cresting a hill or driving in the early morning hours or late afternoon, it is important to keep in mind that glare may create poor visibility for yourself or others on the road. Once again, it's more difficult to see a smaller vehicle.
Drivers and passengers should keep all limbs within the inside of the vehicle while vehicle is in motion, except when signaling a turn. And remember, you have to drive only as fast as conditions allow. If it's raining, for instance, it could be quite slippery. Be very, very careful. If there are other vehicles in your way, slow down. Reduce speed when driving down hills, making turns during inclement weather, wet roadways, or when visibility is limited.
The City of Laguna Woods has published a map of the areas where golf carts are allowed to drive on sidewalks outside the village. Now, this map is very helpful for residents who are new to the community or who have recently purchased a golf cart. But just as a reminder, golf carts are not allowed to drive anywhere on the roadways of El Toro, Moulton, Paseo de Valencia, or Santa Maria. If you look at this map, you'll see the thick blue lines are sidewalks designated for golf cart use. On El Toro Road between Gate 7 and the Horse Stables entrance. On El Toro Road east of Moulton by City Hall and to Mother's Market. On Santa Maria between Gate 7 up to Moulton and south to Gate 16. This map also provides arrows for where you can cross at marked intersections. Those are identified by purple arrows. For those living within United Mutual and use gates 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can drive your golf carts across Moulton to Via Campo Verde, drive up and around by the service center, down the roadway past the horse stables, and then use the sidewalk on El Toro to gain access to the Stater Brothers Shopping Center, or use an intersection to access Gate 7, or even the community center. Using the map as a guide provides you access to the entire community and nearby stores.
When parked, keep your charger at least 6 inches off the ground and never leave your extension cord unattended. If you have any other questions about golf cart safety, please give us a call at Security 580-1400. And remember, let's be safe out there.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha-Na-Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for peace.
Well, once again, back with me, and I'm happy to have them back here again from the Thrive Project. We have Lucy Parker here today and Mark Wabinowicz. And Mark and Lucy, Mark, of course, is with the Camera Club, and Lucy's with the Video Club. And they're working together with the Thrive Project to create a really neat a photo essay, in a sense.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, but you're kind of picking it back up again. And it's the well, you describe it, because it's a unique one, and it's based on something that you sent me a link, Lucy, this centenarian project that it's done was it in Czechoslovakia?
Yes, Jan Langer was a photographer who took pictures of, these were all people over 100 years of age, and they found young pictures of themselves in their late teens or early 20s, and he tried to match them in terms of lighting and pose, and we have some of those. It's fascinating, the differences and the similarities that you see.
Wow, isn't it? Yeah, this is something Lucy was the one who got it started, and I've got involved with it through Thrive, as we both are on the Thrive committee. And we just decided that this was really kind of cool. And as these centenarians start to leave, I don't know what word to use, it would be wonderful to be able to document them, especially here in the village. And we have so many of them here in the village.
Yeah, we thought there were maybe a dozen. It turns out there are I think 78.
Wow.
Oh, well over 70.
That's amazing.
It stunned us.
And one's 110.
Yeah.
And you know him.
Yeah. And when you're taking the photos, now have you done some? We're seeing some here.
No, these are from the Czech exhibit.
Okay, so I remember talking about this a while ago, and I guess it was
that was in the
planning stages.
The planning stages.
Yeah.
Right.
We're getting to a point now. In fact, Lucy and I were talking about it before we came on. We're getting to a point where it's time for action. We're going to start to move on this, and it looks like possibly February, every Friday in February, we're going to try and start scheduling.
Photos.
Photo shoot, video, documentation.
We have 5 signed up so far, and our goal is no more than 20. And we have 3 or 4 that are pretty much for sure.
So does that mean, when the video part of it, is there going to be a little story to go with this little interview?
Yeah, we're going to play that by ear, and maybe not everybody want to be interviewed, but we have 2 of our local people, Cindy Whitney and Judy Saxon, have volunteered. They said, I'd love to be involved. So we do short interviews with, try to find out some of the stuff that has helped them to live this long, you know.
And is the hope to maybe provide several programs that we can air here, like 30-minute
At least
programs?
one, that is the goal, sure.
Yeah.
That would be a wonderful thing to have happen. We're looking possibly to tie the presentation of our finished product to something the rec department is doing, like an evening, a painting, I forget what it was, art affair.
Yeah.
It would be an art exhibit of the photos.
And have some of those, some of the work that we're going to be doing there, and then possibly go to the history department, the history center here, and have them involved also in displaying the work. If we don't do it now, we're losing people. We got to get them.
I guess one of the things you have to consider too is that these people still have photographs, or somebody in their family. You can get that when they're whatever age it may be. I don't know what age, it could be a child or early 20s.
Just something when they're young adults, really.
Yeah.
But it's so important that I feel, and I know Lucy does too, that we document these folks.
But
yeah.
But the good side of that, Mark, is that while we have lost some, we're gaining some.
We're gaining some too.
Julia Ross, for example, has just turned 100, and I think several others have. So
hopefully
that's kind of
someday
exciting.
I can set up my camera and take a picture
Absolutely.
of myself.
There you go.
And how do you stay young? I think getting involved in projects that you care about
Always.
is one of the best ways of staying young.
So obviously you're doing the photography on this,
yes.
and you're doing the video.
Right, with some help, yeah.
Yeah, and I think both projects, whether you produce a program that can be aired or you also do an art gallery exhibit, I think that would be wonderful.
I think the third part of it would be hopefully putting it online.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you would have said, let's see if we can do a book, which would have been very expensive,
right?
Or a booklet. But now we'll put it online.
Sure.
Yeah, and you know, the folks that are involved with this, the subjects, I should say, that want to do this, have you found that have you talked to any of them? They're really enthused about it, or?
Actually, we've had a lot of help from the Recreation Department. Daniel Alcala, a staff member there, has talked with most of them. We're going to start making appointments for next week.
So you haven't got...
We haven't met with any of them yet, no.
No, we haven't met with any of them, but that's what I was saying just a minute ago. It's action time.
Yeah.
And we're going to start moving forward with enough of this and more of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well put.
So how did you come across this project, the original
I found it online. I mean, I just happened to come across this exhibit from Czechoslovakia, and we had been. Most people know Thrive from Scott Marvel's wonderful series, and that this will be the second good-sized project to come out of Thrive, I think. We were looking for some way to show how do people thrive in the village, as Scott has done so well in his videos.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was, I was kind of open to it, and when I saw this exhibit, I thought, we must have some people over 100. Well, it turns out we do,
Yeah, that's amazing.
Lucy was, when we were originally talking about this, she said, maybe 10 or 15.
Well, that's what I'd been told by Recreation.
And then 70, we were knocked off our feet.
One thing that held us up was they said, fine, go and do it. Everybody approved. And I couldn't get a hold of the list. I went to several departments here. Nobody would give me a list. Well, they shouldn't. That's privileged information. So we finally began making progress when Recreation reached out to these folks with a letter and sent the letter to everyone.
Yeah, but that's a good point. I think what's going to be fascinating is once you get to know these people, is their backstory. What has, kept them around for so long? Is it just, their lifestyle? Is it their genes?
Just being mean, I guess.
It can be,
Just Henri, it's not time to go. Just like when we were photographing Irv's birthday party.
Yeah.
This is the 110-year-old guy, right?
He's 110, for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about. He goes to the gym here in this building 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And they had a birthday party for him last month. 110. I have never photographed anybody who's been 110.
Yeah.
It was, I felt honored to be there.
For sure.
110.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And while I'm talking about that, anybody who's listening, if you can see my face, you can hear my voice, if you are a centenarian, please, and you would like to be part of us, please let the Recreation Department know.
Contact Recreation.
Contact the Recreation Department and let them know that you're interested in taking part.
Yeah.
We want to come and see you.
And this is going to be ongoing this year.
Yeah, it's a year-long project. We hope to wrap it up in the late spring.
Yeah.
Or sooner if we're lucky.
I think it's going to be fantastic, and
we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I think you're going to get a lot out of this, meaning not just the satisfaction yourselves, but for the village in itself, meeting these people, some stories, and putting it all together. It's going to be fantastic.
It's part of the history of where we live.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would expand what you said, Mark, that if you're centenarian, or if you know one or are close to one, a caregiver,
well put.
Have some contact, get a hold of Recreation.
Yeah, very definitely. We want to see you.
All right. Very good. And if anyone knows someone that maybe maybe it's their parents that are still alive that live outside the village?
No,
or
this
you want
is
them to be
confined
in
to
the
village. They have to be
Just in the
residents,
village.
yeah.
Okay. All right, very good. Great to have you both on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
I think it's great what you're going to be doing here. I think it'll be a lot of fun, very rewarding.
Thank you.
Very much
Appreciate
so.
your interest.
Looking forward to it.
I couldn't be working with a nicer lady here.
Well, same old here.
Well, thank you.
All right, take care. I'll see you a little bit later in the day.
You will see me in a couple hours.
Yes, see Mark on the Trading Post, and we'll be back. Yeah.
Your attention. Please take down this number. Did you know that adults with untreated hearing loss experience a 30 to 40% faster decline in cognitive abilities and are more likely to develop dementia? Those with a mild hearing loss are 3 times more likely to have a history of falling. An annual hearing screening is urgent for memory care to help prevent cognitive decline and thus delay the onset of dementia. Free hearing checkups are now being offered free of charge. If you have not had an annual hearing exam, please take advantage of this free opportunity. If hearing loss is detected, hearing aids will be available to try for 10 days. Evaluations only take 30 minutes, but you must call for an appointment. Hearing screening is urgent for memory care. Please take preventive action. Call now.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
Mind and Memory Program at Mission Hospital is an outpatient program specifically designed for patients with a memory disorder who have developed a mental health issue, such as depression, anxiety, or paranoia. Patients are welcome every day, Monday through Friday, up to 4 days a week. On-site meals and snacks are included, and transportation to and from the program is available. The program focuses on improvement in overall mood, function, and concentration, as well as a decrease in depression or anxiety. Call today to find out if you or your loved one qualifies for the Mind and Memory Program.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Cart here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Memorial Carey Saddleback Medical Center, we are a magnet designated facility, which means that we're in the top 8% of hospitals across the nation that are recognized for high quality patient outcomes and nursing excellence. And what that means is that we have nurses that are highly engaged and enthusiastic about their workplace, that we have lower vacancy rates, lower turnover, and high nursing satisfaction scores.
Welcome back. Carol Bowler is here with us today from the Reformed Temple of Laguna Woods. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here again.
Good to have you back. So you have a lot of activities coming up, as you guys always do. So why don't we start off with the first day of the month for February?
Right. February is a packed month, and I'm here to unpack it for you.
All right, perfect.
So the first is on February 1st, our regular, we have a Sabbath service on Friday nights, but we are dedicating this particular Friday night to honoring the new members who joined our temple in 2018.
Oh, great.
And it's always a lovely event with a special reception afterwards. And we encourage all our temple members and people in the village who are curious to know about our temple to join us in the service. Always a beautiful service, very inclusive, and so we're looking forward to doing that.
Great. How many new members do you have?
You know, that is a question I should have asked, but I'm sure it's usually about somewhere between 30 and 35.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
wonderful. All right. Very good. Yeah. So what? And then you also have. So Dr. Trin is going to be providing some information.
Right. Our men's club, which meets on Sunday, February 10th for its monthly speaker breakfast. This month, the speaker is particularly interesting. His name is Dr. Dung Trin.
Right.
And his topic is sugar, inflammation, and how it relates to health.
Good.
He is involved in extensive research with Alzheimer's. The emphasis is on early detection. He's the chief medical officer of the Irvine Clinical Research Board of Directors of Alzheimer's of Orange County.
Yes.
And as an aside, he also leads a charitable organization known as Tongue Out, which provides free medical clinics in third world countries.
Okay.
Of course, we always have delicious lox and bagel breakfast.
All right.
And so everyone is welcome. And it's $5 for our members. It's $7 for non-members.
Okay.
It's in Clubhouse 5, Dining Room 1 at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Reservations are needed by Thursday, February 8th.
Okay.
And we welcome everyone to come.
Perfect. All right, good. So that was on February 10th, right?
Right.
Okay, great. And then we're now going to jump to February 22nd. So you guys have even another activity.
Well, you know, we always, on a regular, oh, you're talking about the challah.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is.
Okay,
yeah.
February, the challah bake is on February 28th.
Oh, so wait, we have another, we must not have a slide for it though. It's February 22nd.
No,
this is the Torah portion.
Right,
okay.
Right. And you know, we read from the 5 books of Moses and a portion every week, and we do it at our service on that Sabbath service.
Okay.
And this particular one is from the book of Exodus. We're moving up from the beginning. Now we're in the book of Exodus about the story of the golden calf.
Okay.
I couldn't begin to go into all the reasons why this is so significant, that we do this and that we welcome people to come and that it's such an important part of our service and of our lives. But Jews in every synagogue all over the world are reading this portion, and that's another thing that unites us in our heritage.
Okay.
So, and it's a story that everybody knows and always finds very interesting, and a lot that we can learn from it. So we encourage people to come and join us for this wonderful event.
Okay, all right, good. And that was on February 22nd. Okay, and what time was that at?
Services are at 7:30.
Okay.
They're always at 7:30, Clubhouse 1, Main Lounge.
Okay, perfect. All right, now we're going to talk about the February 28th activities. So.
Right, and that is going to be what we're going to have a challah bake demonstration. Challah is very traditional Jewish food. It's the bread that we have on Sabbath and on most Jewish holidays.
Okay.
It's an egg bread, and it's traditionally twisted. It can be round, or it can be kind of rectangular, but it's twisted with a braid, and it's an art form basically to make it, although it's not so difficult, but it's something that I certainly remember my grandmother making from scratch, and you don't see too many people doing it now, but we have, fortunately in our congregation, we have Susan Bain, who is a wonderful consummate cook and baker.
Okay.
And also, interestingly for Susan happens to be does beautiful, beautiful pottery. And you don't have to be an artist to make challah, but it helps when you watch her, how she works with the dough and how she braids it. And she's going to do a demonstration.
Okay.
It's going to be in Clubhouse 1 at time do we say? 9:30 in the morning. And I have some notes here that I want to be sure. Actually, it's at 10 o'clock. I think they changed the time.
Oh, did they?
10
okay.
to 11:30.
Okay.
And in addition to watching Susan make the dough and then form. It's going to be round challahs with braiding on top. 6 lucky people will walk out with a baked challah that they will be able to take with them, and 6 more people will walk out with a round challah that all they have to do is pop it in the oven and eat it.
Oh, nice.
So this is a wonderful opportunity if you've ever been curious about how we make challah, and this is something you can enjoy yourself and do yourself.
Okay.
We encourage people to come.
Okay.
It's $5 for non-members.
Okay.
It's $8 for non-members, and you do need to make a reservation. We do need to know how many people are going to be coming.
Okay.
And your reservation and check should be sent to Marlene Barkley.
Okay.
And do you want me to give her?
Yeah, go ahead and give the information. That would be great.
Okay, so Marlene Barkley, Barkley. Her address is 208A Avenida Mallorca, Laguna Woods, and her phone number is 310-838-3010. So we look forward to seeing everybody there. You don't have to be Jewish to want to know how to make challah.
Perfect. Well, you know what? I think you're probably going to come back in February. So would you bring one? See if you can get a hold of one. And bring it on in.
I have a feeling that I'm going to come back before it happens. Maybe March.
Okay, maybe in March. All right, good. And then one last thing, we can talk about your regular services, which is every Friday night.
Yeah, every Friday night, Clubhouse 1, Main Lounge, 7:30. There's always, it's always a warm, engaging, inclusive service. We encourage people to come. We have a lovely reception afterward where you really get a chance to have a piece of cake and have a cup of coffee, but more importantly to meet up with old friends and make new friends. And so we always welcome everybody to come.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for all the information.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
We'll see you again next time.
Good to see you again.
You too. All right, and remember that the first opportunity you have to join some of the wonderful Jewish celebrations will be Friday, February 1st. We'll be right back after this.
Have you been struggling to hear in larger groups? Well, that can be very frustrating. We do have solutions for that at Hearing Remedy. In particular, these tiny hearing aids that can help people hear better in many, many noisy situations. Please give us a call. We have these on sale for a limited time, only $895 for a hearing aid. Call, make an appointment for your free hearing exam, and get on the road to better hearing.
At El Toro Pharmacy, your health needs and your quality of life is our top priority. We can be trusted with all your prescription needs, delivered free to your doorstep. Call us to have your prescription transferred. We will take care of everything. No hassle to you. We are a full-service pharmacy carrying all your over-the-counter medicines at competitive prices. And we offer complete diabetic care and your immunization requirements too. Under new management, come visit us in Moulton Plaza. El Toro Pharmacy will never be undersold, and we offer the finest after-sales services.
You may know AgeWell for delivering life-saving Meals on Wheels to homebound seniors, but did you know they keep seniors active and engaged at 10 modern centers? Serve nutritious congregate meals amid friendly surroundings, transport seniors safely to and from appointments, and provide much-needed equipment and other essential services. Now, this vital nonprofit organization needs your support to sustain its mission. This is AgeWell Senior Services. Won't you make it yours?
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
I choose to make friends out of neighbors.
I choose to start a new chapter.
I choose to live an active lifestyle.
Choose to experience the good life at Villa Valencia. Call or visit us today.
Welcome back. We're looking forward to having some pie in a little bit.
Yes, yummy.
Yes. Our movie coming up on Friday is a classic one, Harrison Ford, starring in Air Force One. This came out 22 years ago, in 1997. And it's all about when the president, played by Harrison Ford, goes to Moscow to give a stirring speech outlining the USA's new zero-tolerance policy with respect to terrorism. On the flight home, terrorists take over Air Force One and take the passengers hostage, including his wife and daughter who are on the plane. And the terrorists plan to execute one hostage every half hour until their demands are met. This was a very good movie at the time, and a lot of intrigue in this. And I thought it was done very well. Glenn Close is in this. Gary Oldman plays one of the terrorists, and there he is right there, and Harrison Ford. And I forget how they got on the plane. I think they posed as press.
Oh, could be. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's how come they were on the plane to start with. But that part I don't remember. But tune in and you'll find out.
That'll be fun.
So that's Friday.
That's Friday. And then Monday, another fun movie. And that'll be shown at 2 and 6 p.m. It's called The Catcher Was a Spy. And this is starring Paul Rudd, which, you know, I don't see him in too many films that have him like this. I know, Ant-Man, right?
Yeah.
A couple of other funny ones. But this is a serious one.
Yeah.
So in this war drama based on a true story, Mo Berg, who is played by Paul Rudd, a former Major League Baseball catcher who speaks 9 languages, is recruited by the Office of Security Services during World War II to thwart a German scientist's plans to assemble an atomic bomb for the Nazis. Again, Paul Rudd, Guy Pearce, and then Connie Nielsen. And then others, Mark Strong, Sienna Miller, Jeff Daniels, and Paul Giamatti. So there's a lot of really good people in this. And it just came out 2018. So I wasn't even aware of this. I don't think it ever went into the theaters, did it?
I don't remember this one, but this looks like a really good movie.
Yeah, so good flicks on Friday and Monday, so make sure you guys tune in. And again, it'll be on Monday at 2 and 6 p.m.
Yeah, and I want to tell you about the Bridge Club here is starting their beginning bridge series, and they're going to be Saturday classes beginning January 26th, February 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 25th, and March 2nd from 9 to 11:30. And it's only $25 for all 6 classes, or $5 per individual session. And then a student manual will be $25. So if you wanted to learn to play bridge, take your time doing it, learn from experts, and then you get to the point where you're playing along with different people as the instructors kind of sit there with you and take you step by step. This is the way to go, and you need to sign up because I know this gets full. So it's going to be at Clubhouse 7, and the instructor will be Mike Murray. For more information, go to lagunabridge.com, and from there you can see how to sign up. That's their website.
You know, we interviewed them, was it last week?
Yeah.
And they said that these prices are amazingly inexpensive compared to what you would pay if you went outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they would be really expensive,
Yeah.
like double.
Yeah, so this is a really good deal. So check that out. And also check out Steve Carpenter, who you probably know him. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze here.
And I'm going to cough.
Yes, and you're going to cough. You know what happens? The AC comes on here and kind of blows right over it. All right.
Excuse me.
So Steve Carpenter, who great guy we've known for a long, long time, works at Adapt to It, is doing something called Down with Falls, and this is the Down with Falls Coalition. And he helped co-found this, and they're going to be having a Stand Strong Improving Balance and Mobility on Thursday, January 24th, 10 o'clock at Clubhouse 1 in Dining Room 3. Please join them, and the number's on the screen to call and get signed up for that, because again, this is something else that sort of sells out quickly. It's free, but it's limited seating, and this is going to be question and answers about this. They're going to be raffling off dinners for 2 at the Regency, so come join them for great time and education. Down with Falls Coalition.
It's good. There's been a lot of talk about, you know, falling and balance, and so I'm glad.
Yeah.
Good to help people. Okay, then we also have a dog licensing and vaccination day that's being offered by the Laguna Woods Dog Club, and that'll be on Thursday, February 7th in Clubhouse 1's main lounge. They have veterinarian services from 9:30 to 1, and then the licensed services are from 10 to 1. You can have dog licenses, rabies vaccinations, and other services will be available for sale in the Clubhouse 1 main lounge. Veterinarian services will be administered by Alicia Pet Care Center. And again, the vaccination fee schedule, or just to tell you how much it is rabies is $22, DHP and Bordetella is $22, and then other services, you can have your dog microchip for $42, and they also have puppy packages as well. So that looks like a really good deal.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Oh, if you wanted to, if you want more information, you can contact the Dog Club, and that's at 855-1938.
Yeah, and by the way, if you miss this particular one, there are often throughout South Orange County special days and clinics. I know the Mission Viejo Animal Shelter, they do it as well and have these discounted prices certain times of the year, so take advantage of that. All right, the weather is just going to be absolutely beautiful. A little breezy today, a little bit of the offshore breezes, a lot less than what we had yesterday, but things are going to start to warming up, about 69 today. Then we're going to hit the mid-70s for a few days, maybe a little offshore winds coming back in on Saturday. So overall, just some absolutely beautiful weather. And it's going to be this way probably at least for another couple weeks, because it doesn't look like any more rain is in sight.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward
any
to the
more rain
warmth.
for another couple weeks.
I'm going to look forward to the warmth after my weekend.
Yes, yeah.
Heading out of here to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which I think I'm making a mistake because the weather looks too nice here for sure.
It'll be fun though.
Yeah, it'll be fun. All right, so have a great day in the village. We are going to go eat our delicious pie because don't forget it's National Pie Day, and I've got the extra little goodies to go with it, with the whipped cream. So have a great day in the village, and we'll see you tomorrow.